Hello, everyone. It's a bit of a special day. Do I have enough light in here? Whatever. A bit of a special day here at the House of Different Spirits because today is renovation day. Through that door, a bunch of burly Central and Eastern European guys are tearing apart our kitchen and sunroom. Hopefully it's going to go well. And so my normal space for reviewing stuff is not available to me at the moment. So instead I have taken over my daughter's bedroom. You can see pictures on the walls. There's Fairbear. Remember Fairbear? Fairbear's a very simple bear. He enjoys his bourbon. He doesn't really understand what's going on. I've tried to calm him down about the noises, but he'll be fine. He's a good guy. But it's also a special day, not just because I'm stuck in here, but because it is the day when I'm finally going to review some Armenian brandy. Ararat from the, the Yerevan Brandy Company in Yerevan in Armenia. Not to be confused with the Yerevan Ararat Brandy Factory, also known as Noi, which is basically across the street. I mean, there are two distilleries, both in Yerevan, like a kilometer away from each other. They've been competing since roughly the 1880s, and they have very, very similar names. And it's Noi that is the one that has Ararat in its name, but they don't make Ararat; they make Noi. The other one makes it's confusing. All right, so I am reviewing this today. I have had Ararat before. Sort of it's available, it's around, and it is the one I bought years ago was perfectly serviceable. You could throw it into Sazeracs, you could throw it into sidecars, and it was perfectly serviceable. However, I haven't really gone back to them because I've been looking for ones with better presentation, and that is what this is. This is the Ararat Armenia. At 45% alcohol by volume. It's also 10 years old. And there is a 57% one, which I didn't realize existed until I already basically got confirmation of my order from Remedy in California. So next time. It's okay. I don't need that in my life. I don't. I'm going to keep telling myself that. I don't need the 57% version. But this is the Armenia, and but it needs a sparring partner for a proper review, and for that, I am going to use this old chappy. This is Armagnac Labosque from the Lamothe family. Now, I did review the 2002 version of this, which was unbelievably woody, and I loved it, but it was very, very woody. So what I have done is I bought the 2005 version. I think they were released at the same time, though, so it's a later vintage and should be a little bit younger and hopefully a little bit less woody. So this is a little bit of a test of the Ararat. I'm going to hold these two up here because I can't really, they're just sitting here on a stool I fished out from the bathroom. This is a test. Armagnac is more expensive, less expensive, sorry, at least on the European websites. It is slightly higher strength. It is probably older. I don't know exactly when this was bottled, but I figure it's 12, 15 years old versus this one's 10. So this has got an uphill battle, is what I'm saying, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to basically pick a basic Armagnac to put this up against to see how this little Ararat does. All right, so let's get these things poured. I'm going to do the Armagnac first into the Glengoyne glass here. Again, sorry about the visuals of this. Hopefully we'll be back to normal in the next video. I tried to find information on exactly how these guys are doing what they're doing. It's very hard to find. There's tons of pictures of like barrels and bottling factories and stuff. I looked for stills. I couldn't figure out what the stills were. So, never mind. Carry on. We'll just go by how it is. All right, starting off with the Labosque Bas-Armagnac 2005. Presumably distilled on a short column still on the nose. Very bourbony. I mean, and I remember that with the 2002 as well. Like, hand this to me neat. If I'm not paying attention, I'm thinking like, okay, this is a bourbon, because you've got vanillas. You've got some. That's cherry notes. It's not the usual kind of like dried cherries. It's more of a fresh cherry kind of thing. Certainly some woodiness, like a little whiff of sawdust in there. You can hear them sawing away at our sunroom. What a way to do a video. Sorry, I'm concentrating. Brown sugar, definite brown sugar. Jaggery, good stuff. But then you do get that kind of like raisins in caramel, kind of caramel raisins thing, which gives away. Okay, this is a brandy. Some white pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg. It's not the most complicated nose in the world, but it's very pleasant. I mean, it's very much like, hand this to your average E.H. Taylor fan, they're going to like this. Some light, like a candied orange peel thing. A couple of flowers thrown in for fun. Can you hear what I'm saying right now? Whatever. We're just going to carry on. I'm just going to get the score out on the palate. It's okay, Fairbear. So, like the 2002, very, very, very woody, very grippy on the back end. Lots of black pepper. Lots of like overstewed black tea. That's pleasant. That's fun. I'm enjoying it. But what I thought there'd be less of that and more detail on the kind of the front and the mid palate, and there really isn't. That's really, you're still getting the wood and the aggressive, the aggression on the finish. What you're missing is the detail in the front and the mid, versus the 2002. No, I don't want to bury this. It's fine. It's nice. Caramel grapes. There's some not overstewed black tea on the front end of this, which is very pleasant. It's almost like a Darjeeling kind of thing. Ginger, touch of vanilla, touch of sawdust. Cherry? No, there's like a little bit of like a prune element coming through now. Florals, lemon peel, orange twist. It's nice. It's very drying. It's pleasant. It's enjoyable. It's just not that complicated. Did I bring my squirter? Yes, I did. Add a squirt of water to this, and we shall see what the Ararat has got. Okay, that is the Labosque with a squirt of water in it. Here we go. Ararat Armenia. Armenian brand, 10-year-old Armenian brandy. revival of the legendary brandy by Markar Sendrikian. Okay. Let's see what we got. That's a fun nose. This is a nose. Where do I start with this? I have friends, and I am, among them, who are fans of both rum and brandy. This would be a fun one to throw at them blind, because there is like a grapey thing, or rather like a sun-kissed raisin kind of thing on this, which kind of tells you, oh, it's brandy. Like a black pepper thing. But there's also like an industrial note that I swear reminds me of a lot of molasses-based column distilled rums. So don't think Coroni. We're not that serious. But think Cuban, old Cuban rums. Pencil erasers, like bike tire inner tubes. There's some tobacco in this. Sweeter tobacco, like Black Cavendish. I can't tell. I am more interested in this nose. I can't tell if it's because it's more complex or because it's just different. There's some cola in this, actually. Yeah, look at a little mix of Pepsi and Dr. Pepper. A little bit of that. Touch of vanilla, fig, prune. Does not smell like bourbon. You would never mistake this for bourbon. Unlike the Labosque. Slightly floral on this too. It's more leaning in a. Oh, what is that? It's not actual flowers. It's more of a perfumey direction, but nice. It's a fun mix of elements of it. Like it's it really feels like some kind of halfway hybrid between Cuban style rum and like French style brandy. Really interesting on the palate. They threw a little sugar in here. Dang it. I was all on board. But yeah, there's a dash of sugar in this. It's not obnoxious. It's there. It's there. It's a little obnoxious. It's cramping the finish a little bit. It makes it a little bit syrupy, a little bit indistinct. But if you can look past that, and believe me, I'm sensitive to this. I have trouble looking past that. There's something here. There's a fun, ashy, burned rubber kind of thing on the finish, which is fun. Black pepper on this. Pepsi Cola and Dr. Pepper again. Fig, sun-kissed raisin. Florals, more like just straight up, flowers this time. Lemon peel, lime. That vanilla note. But yeah, the thing that's really fascinating me is in the context of what mostly tastes like a grape must-based brandy, you've got these fun industrial notes. In fact, I would bet money. that this is distilled on a something not too dissimilar to a Cuban style column still. That would be my bet. I don't think they're taking off the still at 1 billion % alcohol. I'm guessing it's lower than that, but that would be the guess for my guess for how this is made. The finish is not as grippy as the Labosque, but if anything, I mean, I was going to say it's more balanced. It's more balanced if you discount the sugar. The sugar is kind of messing everything up. So, Ararat, Yerevan Brandy Company, if you're watching this, please put out a version of this without sugar. We would appreciate it. Maybe they did that with the 57% one. I don't know. I'll find out. I'm digging this. It strikes me... I mean, the first thing it strikes me as is extremely versatile. You can sip this on its own. Like normal people... And normal people could sip this on its own. It's very, very sippable. It's very drinkable. It's very crushable. But also, you want to throw this into a Sazerac? This would be awesome. You want to throw this into a Cuba Libre? It would also be awesome. There's something here. I think the presentation could still be better, but there's something going on here. All right, I'm going to add a squirt of water, and we'll go back to the Armagnac. I gotta be honest. When I set these two here, I was expecting the Basque, even at a lower price point, to just kind of walk all over this thing. It's not really what's going on. They both have things going for it. Oh yeah, I mean, the Labosque has just turned into like I'm smelling real brown sugar. I'm smelling jaggery. I'm smelling cocteau or something, like really rich brown sugar. I mean, on the nose, now this is the one that smells like it's got sugar added, but it really doesn't. I mean, it's, brown sugar, brown sugar, brown sugar. There is a little bit of raisin in there, some like caramel, confectioner's fudge, non-chocolate fudge, vanilla. We really are like in bourbon territory. We really are, or rather, I should say, like Sacred Bond territory. Actually, it's not that much more expensive than Sacred Bond. On the palate. These are so woody. You have to respect the finish on this. The finish is just so tannic and grippy and borderline unbalanced, but it's fun. What's lacking here for me is everything on the front end of that. A little bit of raisin, a little bit of caramel, brown sugar, sawdust, ginger, cinnamon stick. That's about it. Tough to score. I mean, and you really have to like your woody back end to be into this. But for the prices you'll see it at the European retailers for, I think this is fine. I would give this an 84-point score. That being said, I think the older version that I had, the O2, it just had more going on. If I'm honest, I would buy that instead. I would kick in the extra money. But now we move back to the Ararat Armenia. Well, that's interesting. It's throwing a little pop rocks at me now. This is it's not that different. It's not completely crazy. It's just It's a combination of elements that I'm not used to, so I'm really enjoying this. Yeah, now we got like it smells like lunchbox candy. We've got some like Welch's fruit snacks in there, Pop Rocks. But then there's that grapey thing, fig, prune, like black Cavendish tobacco, plum candy, and still that industrial note. The industrial notes kind of tame down a little bit with water, but they're still absolutely obvious. On the palate. That's a good sign. Water actually brings the finish into balance. I can still tell that what has happened. I mean, I can still tell it's a little bit syrupy on the back end. Well, okay, I can tell you what's happened. What's happened is the tannins, the structural stuff on the back end of this has firmed up with the addition of water, but that's not in a bad way, in a way that's actually balancing off the sugar. Yeah, this is improved with water. Considerably, actually. So not in terms of the flavors involved. It's still the same set of flavors as before. Lots of dried fruit brandy kind of notes with those kind of burning pencil erasers, that kind of stuff in there. But the form and the texture, the mouth presence has really kind of stepped up with water. Here's something I didn't expect to say. I think the Ararat, with water, actually wins this. Are there things I would change? Yes, absolutely. I don't believe this color for a minute. And it does, I absolutely believe it has sugar added, and it shouldn't. This would be better without it. But I'm still going to give this 84 plus, and that's a plus higher than the 2005 Labosque. So there you go. Yeah, so sorry, let me start with this. Labosque, pretty good value for the prices you'll see it at the European retailers, and for the age. It just needs more detail before we get to that really grippy finish. That said, if you like chewing on wood, this is a great way to get there. Ararat, I would take out the sugar, take out the color, better presentation on to match the 45%, which is, as much as I would want to ask for. Though I am curious about the 57% version. And I think this would really be killer. A little bit cheaper would be nice too, but not a bad grab. Really fun. That is the video. Hopefully we'll be back in in the living room for the next edition of this. Thanks for watching and cheers.